Aaron Ramsey death curse. When Aaron Ramsey scored against Manchester United in May 2011, Arsenal fans were celebrating. The next day, Osama bin Laden was dead. Coincidence? Maybe. But when Steve Jobs died 3 days after a Ramsey goal against Tottenham in October the same year, followed by Muammar Gaddafi dying the day after he scored against Marseille later that month, fans were beginning to see a pattern. Every time he scored, a celebrity died within days. Between 2009 and 2019, Arsenal midfielder Aaron Ramsey became known as football's Grim Reaper. It started in August 2009, when Ted Kennedy died 3 days after Ramsey scored against Portsmouth. Whitney Houston passed away later the same day. In 2013, Boris Berezovsky died after a Wales goal, and Paul Walker died the exact same day Ramsey scored twice against Cardiff. Robin Williams died the day after he scored against Manchester City in August 2014. The curse reached its peak in 2016 with a devastating double strike. David Bowie died the day after his goal against Sunderland in January. Then Alan Rickman died the day after another Ramsey goal against Liverpool just 4 days later. Nancy Reagan followed in March after a Tottenham goal. The pattern persisted through 2017, with Nicky Hayden, Roger Moore, and Bruce Forsyth dying in the days following his goals. In 2018, Stephen Hawking died after he scored against AC Milan in the Europa League. The most shocking double death came in March 2019, when both Keith Flint from The Prodigy and actor Luke Perry died 2 days after he scored against Tottenham. The curse even followed him after leaving Arsenal. June Brown died after he scored for Rangers in 2022. Olivia Newton-John died the day after his Nice debut goal. The curse was so notorious that one online bookmaker even briefly offered novelty odds in 2016 on which celebrity would die within 72 hours of a Ramsey goal. The midfielder himself later called the whole thing ridiculous in a 2015 interview. The most viral examples cluster around his Arsenal years, with only a handful popping up after 2019. Maybe it was the Emirates Stadium, maybe it was just London, or maybe some curses have expiration dates.
Manchester United's number 7. Old Trafford's most iconic shirt number has become its most toxic. After Cristiano Ronaldo left in 2009, United's number 7 became a graveyard for careers. Michael Owen took it first. Injury-prone and past his prime, he managed just 17 goals in 3 seasons. Then came Antonio Valencia, who wore it for 1 season before giving it back after a dip in form. That should have been the warning. Angel Di Maria arrived for a British record £59.7 million in 2014, took the 7 and was gone within a year, being branded one of the most expensive flops in Premier League history. Memphis Depay followed, young, talented, full of promise. He lasted 18 months and scored just 7 goals. Alexis Sanchez became the highest-paid failure, earning £500,000 per week while scoring 5 goals in 45 appearances. His best performance ended up being playing the piano in his announcement video. For a brief moment, it looked like Edinson Cavani might finally break the curse. The Uruguayan veteran took the number 7 in his 2nd season at United and actually delivered 17 goals and 6 assists across all competitions, including crucial strikes in big moments. He was clinical, experienced, and seemed to understand the weight of the shirt. But true to the curse's nature, injuries became his Achilles heel. Persistent fitness problems limited him to just 26 Premier League appearances, and he was gone after 2 seasons, leaving fans wondering what might have been if his body had held up. Even Cristiano Ronaldo couldn't quite break the curse on his return in 2021. Despite scoring goals, his 2nd spell ended in chaos and a messy exit in late 2022. The latest victim? Mason Mount took the cursed shirt in 2023 and spent most of his debut season injured. Since Ronaldo's departure in 2009, 8 players have worn the 7. Excluding Cavani's brief bright spot, they've combined for just 14 Premier League goals in over a decade. Players sometimes avoid certain numbers because they believe they're cursed. When the shirt that once belonged to George Best, Eric Cantona, David Beckham, and prime Ronaldo becomes untouchable, you know something's seriously wrong. Liverpool's 30 years without a Premier League title. This one actually has a happy ending, but it took 3 decades. Liverpool's last league title before 2020 came in 1990. 30 years of pain, false dawns, and this is our year. They came close under Rafael Benitez, nearly perfect under Brendan Rodgers in 2014, but always fell short. When they finally won it in 2020, COVID meant they lifted the trophy in an empty stadium with no fans, no parade, no celebration, just a hollow victory in the pandemic. It felt like even when the curse broke, it had one final cruel twist. But Liverpool got their redemption. They won the league again in 2025, this time with fans present for the full celebration. This was Liverpool's second Premier League title, bringing their total English top-flight titles to 20, equaling Manchester United's record. Sometimes curses just need time to properly die. The captain of Arsenal curse. For over a decade and a half, Arsenal's captaincy was like holding a ticking time bomb. It started well enough. Patrick Vieira was a legendary captain from 2002 to 2005, leading the Invincibles to an unbeaten season in 2003-04. But when he left for Juventus, the curse began. Thierry Henry wore the armband from 2005 to 2007 before leaving for Barcelona, the first captain to jet off to Spain. Then came William Gallas, and this is where things got really messy. Gallas arrived at Arsenal in 2006 as part of the controversial Ashley Cole swap deal with bitter rivals Chelsea. Arsenal fans were already furious about losing Cole to their London enemies and getting Gallas, a player Chelsea claimed had threatened to score own goals if he wasn't allowed to leave. Maybe taking a defender with anger management issues from your biggest rivals and making him captain wasn't the brightest idea. The Gallas captaincy was a disaster waiting to happen. In February 2008, during a crucial title race, Arsenal threw away a 2-1 lead against Birmingham City. When they conceded a late penalty, Gallas walked away from his teammates, kicked the advertising boards, and after the final whistle, sat alone on the pitch like a sulking child, while his manager had to physically drag him away. His own teammates were furious. 9 months later, he was stripped of the captaincy after publicly criticising his young teammates in the French media. The man who'd threatened to score own goals at Chelsea was now publicly undermining Arsenal too. Cesc Fabregas wore it from 2008 to 2011 before leaving for Barcelona. Robin van Persie lasted 1 season as captain before joining Manchester United in 2012. Thomas Vermaelen spent 2 injury-plagued years before leaving for Barcelona in 2014. The Hex reached peak chaos between 2018 and 2021. Laurent Koscielny refused to travel for pre-season and forced his way out. Granit Xhaka was stripped of the captaincy in November 2019 after telling fans to F off when they booed him. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was stripped in December 2021 for disciplinary issues before being shipped to Barcelona. 8 captains in 16 years, and almost all left under difficult circumstances. The armband seemed to come with an expiry date and a one-way ticket out of North London. Martin Odegaard finally broke the curse when he took over in 2022, but even he couldn't deliver the Premier League title. With Arsenal's title drought continuing, one has to wonder, will he end up on a plane to Spain? Jose Mourinho's 3rd season. Jose Mourinho has won titles everywhere he's been, but he also has football's most predictable meltdown pattern. His 3rd seasons are like watching a slow-motion car crash. You know it's coming, but you can't look away. Chelsea, 2015-16, after winning the Premier League, Mourinho's team started the new season like relegation candidates. He was sacked in December. Manchester United, 2018, by his 3rd season, the football was dire, results were poor, and he was gone by December. Tottenham didn't even let him finish his 3rd season. They sacked him in April 2021, 6 days before the League Cup final. The pattern is always the same: explosive start, title success, then spectacular implosion. Players stop responding, results collapse.